I am B. Janardhan Reddy. In this video, I will explain the nomenclature of organic compounds. First, I will tell you what is nomenclature of organic compounds. Nomenclature is the system of assignment of names to organic compounds. There are two systems of nomenclature of organic compounds you see here. The first one is trivial system and the second one is IUPAC system, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry system, and I am going to explain about this system in this video. Before going to explain IUPAC system of nomenclature of organic compounds, first I will briefly explain about trivial system of nomenclature of organic compounds. In the early days, the name of a compound depended on the source from which it was obtained. For example, CH4 was named marsh gas since it was obtained from marshy places. Similarly, CH3COOH was named acetic acid, isn't it? So in Latin, acetum means vinegar. So this acid is obtained from vinegar. Hence it was named as acetic acid. Okay, so such names are called trivial names or common names. However, the nomenclature was systematized by the chemists of IUPAC in 1957, and I am going to tell you about the IUPAC system of nomenclature of organic compounds in this video. Okay? Of these two systems, that is trivial system and IUPAC system of nomenclature of organic compounds, I will explain IUPAC system in this video. So IUPAC system of nomenclature of organic compounds, the full form of IUPAC stands for International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. What is IUPAC system? Organic chemistry deals with millions of compounds. In order to clearly identify them, a systematic method of naming has been developed and is known as the IUPAC, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry system of nomenclature. The IUPAC name of an organic compound consists of three parts. First one is root word, prefix and suffix. So this is the basic structure of IUPAC system. Okay. Let us study each part one by one. Root word. What is root word? You can see here. The number of carbon atoms present in the principal chain, that is the longest carbon chain, is called root word. Chains containing 1 to 4 carbon atoms are known by special root words, while chains from C5 onwards are known by Greek number root words. You can see here. Here some root words have been given depending upon the number of carbon atoms present in the chain. Root word is named. If only one carbon atom is there in the chain, the root word is meth. 2 carbon atoms means eth. 3 carbon atoms are there means it is prop. If 4 carbon atoms are present in the chain length, it is but. 5 carbon atoms pent, hex, hept, oct, non, dec. Similarly here in the chain length, if 11 carbon atoms are there, the root word is undec. 12 carbon atoms means dodec. 13 carbon atoms means tridec. If 14 carbon atoms are there, tetradec, pentadec, hexadec. Like this, if 20 carbon atoms are there means icos. If 30 carbon atoms are present in the chain length means triacont. If 40 carbon atoms are there, tetracont, and 50 means it is pentacont. Like this, depending upon the number of carbon atoms present in the chain, the root word is named. Okay? And the second part of the IUPAC name is prefix. What is prefix? You see here. The substituents in the molecule are shown as the prefix. Prefix again has several parts. Primary prefix, secondary prefix, numerical prefix. This numerical prefix is also called as the numerical designation, number prefix. Okay, so number prefix is also called as simply number, and let us study one by one. What is primary prefix? It is useful only for cyclic compounds. The primary prefix is cyclo. If the compounds are not cyclic, this part is absent. That is, primary prefix is used only for closed chain compounds. That is, compounds containing ring-like structures, closed chain compounds. Then only we use this primary prefix. And there is only one prefix, that is primary prefix cyclo, and it is ignored for branched chains, and it is used only for cyclic compounds, that is closed chain compounds. Okay. The next one is secondary prefix. This tells about the second grade functional groups known as substituents. For example, alkyl groups, alkoxy groups, halogens, etc., which are written as alkyl, alkoxy, halogens. So, what is an alkyl group? See here. An alkyl group is named by replacing the suffix ane of the alkane with the suffix yl. That is, if one hydrogen atom is removed from alkanes, we get alkyl group. Okay. For example, you see here, if one hydrogen atom is removed from methane minus H, we get methyl. Like this, there are some alkyls here. You can see, if only one carbon atom is there, the root word or word root is meth, and the name of alkyl group is methyl. Molecular formula is CH3 because one hydrogen has been removed from methane. Okay, so the structure of alkyl group here is CH3 bond. Similarly, if two carbon atoms are there, the word root or root word is eth. Name of alkyl group is ethyl. Molecular formula C2H5. Structure is CH3CH2 bond. Like this, propyl, If one hydrogen is removed from propane, we get propyl, that is C3H7, butyl, pentyl, hexyl, heptyl, like this. So if one hydrogen atom is removed from alkanes, we get alkyl group. Okay, so these are the some alkyl groups: methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, pentyl, hexyl, heptyl. Next, alkoxy groups. See here. Here some alkoxy groups have been given. You can see here alkoxy group name and its formula. Methoxy, methoxy CH3O, ethoxy C2H5O, propoxy, butoxy, pentoxy, hexoxy, heptoxy C7H15O, octoxy, nonoxy, decoxy C10H21O. Okay, all these are the substituents. Next one, halogens and other substituents. You can see here fluoro, F, chloro, Cl, bromo, Br, iodo, I, nitro, NO2, nitroso, NO. So these are the substituents. We can use them as secondary prefixes. The next one is numerical prefix or numerical designation. See here, when the same substituent, multiple bond or functional group is repeated twice, thrice, etc., are denoted by di, tri, tetra respectively. For example, you see here, here is a carbon compound, and in the longest chain there are 6 carbon atoms, so the root word is hex. So I will give numbers from left to right. All these rules will be explained later in the next coming video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on the second carbon and on the fourth carbon, 2 methyl groups are there. 2 methyl groups have been attached to second and fourth carbon atoms respectively. See here. So here the same substituent is repeated twice. So we have to use the numerical designation to represent this as di, dimethyl. So on which carbon atoms these two are there? On the second and fourth carbon atoms. For that reason, its name is 2,4 dimethyl hexane. So here di is the numerical prefix. Next, number prefix are numbers. See here. This tells about to which carbon atoms of the compound the substituents, multiple bonds or functional groups are attached. See here. Example, the same compound I am taking here. So if I give numbering from left to right, there is a rule for giving the numbers to the carbon atoms in the chain. You will learn those things in the next coming videos. So on the second carbon and on the fourth carbon, 2 methyl groups are there. So to which carbon atoms the substituents are attached? Okay, so here on the second carbon and on the fourth carbon, these two are there. So 2, 4 are the number prefixes. Here you can see here 2,4-dimethyl-hexane. Here 2, 4 are the number prefixes. Okay. So we have 4 prefixes: primary prefix, secondary prefix, numerical prefix or numerical designation, number prefix and numbers. Okay. The next part of the IUPAC structure is suffix. What is suffix? You can see the functional groups in the molecule are shown as a suffix. It also contains several parts. Like prefix, suffix also contains several parts: primary suffix, secondary suffix, numerical suffix and number suffix. Numerical suffix is also called as numerical designation. Number suffix is simply called as number. So what is primary suffix? Primary suffixes are added to the root words to show saturation or unsaturation in a carbon chain. Okay. So here are the some primary suffixes we have to use. Nature of the carbon chain, primary suffix and IUPAC name. So if the carbon chain contains only carbon-carbon single bonds, at that time that carbon compound is said to be saturated carbon compound. So for saturated carbon chain containing only carbon-carbon single bonds, the primary suffix we have to use is ANE. Ane. So IUPAC name is alkane. And if a carbon compound contains at least one double bond or triple bond, then that compound is said to be unsaturated carbon compound. So unsaturated containing one double bond. So in the carbon chain, if only one double bond is there, the primary suffix we have to use is ENE, ene. IUPAC name is alkene, alk plus ene, alkane, alk plus ene, alkene. Similarly, unsaturated carbon chain containing only one triple bond. If only one triple bond is there in the carbon chain, at that time we have to use the primary suffix as YNE, ine. The IUPAC name is alkyne. Next, the carbon chain containing two carbon double bonds. At that time, the primary suffix we have to use is adene, adene, adene. IUPAC name is alkadene. Okay, unsaturated with two triple bonds. There are two triple bonds in the carbon chain. At that time, adine. So IUPAC name is alkadine, alkadine. Unsaturated with three bonds, three triple bonds, atrine, atrine. IUPAC name is alkatriene, alkatriene. Okay. So these are the primary suffixes we have to use depending upon the nature of the carbon chain, whether it is saturated or unsaturated, containing only one double bond, two double bonds or triple bonds, depending upon the number of bonds. Okay, we have to use the appropriate suffix for that. That means these suffixes we have to add to the root word. Okay. Next one is secondary suffix. Suffixes added after the primary suffix to indicate the presence of a particular functional group in the carbon chain are known as secondary suffixes. So here are the secondary suffixes. You can see the list of the secondary suffixes: name of the functional group, and the secondary suffix we have to use. So here the name of the functional group. If alcohol OH functional group is present, the name of the secondary suffix you have to use is ol. Okay. Aldehyde CHO, secondary suffix name is al, AL. Ketone ONE, on. Carboxylic acid, the functional group is COOH. Then secondary suffix oic acid. Sulfonic acid SO3H, functional group is SO3H. Secondary suffix is sulfonic acid. Amine NH2, same. Cyanide CN, nitrile COOR, functional group. The secondary suffix we have to use is O8. Amide, functional group is CONH2, secondary suffix is amide. Acid halides COX, so the secondary suffix is oil halide. Okay, like this, depending upon the functional group we use, we have to add the secondary suffixes to the primary suffix. Okay. So while writing the names of the derivatives of hydrocarbons, the last letter E of ANE, ENE, YNE is dropped if the secondary suffix starts with a vowel. E should be maintained if the suffix including numerical prefix with a consonant. You see here, here is the root word meth, eth, but. Okay, so primary suffix is ane, secondary suffix is ol. So here we have to drop e because the secondary suffix begins with a vowel. O is there. So we have to drop e here. So while writing the name, IUPAC name is methanol. Meth plus remove e, an and ol, methanol. Next, eth plus ane. Here secondary suffix is starting with a vowel a, so remove e from the primary suffix. Okay, then ethanol. Like this, but plus ane and secondary suffix starts with a vowel o. For that reason we have to remove e. At that time butanone. Similarly ethanoic acid. But here e is not dropped in these two cases. Why? Because the secondary suffix starts with a consonant n here. For that reason e should be maintained as it is. Ethane, nitrile, butane, nitrile, like this. Okay. The next one is numerical suffix or numerical designation similar to numerical prefix. Here numerical suffix or numerical designations are there. You can see here when multiple bond or functional group is repeated twice, thrice, etc. are denoted by di, tri, tetra respectively, similar to the previous one only here. So di, tri, tetra are called numerical suffixes or numerical designations. Similarly, number suffix or numbers. This tells about which carbon atoms of the compound the multiple bonds or functional groups are attached. You see here 1, 2, 3 are the number suffixes or numbers. Here you can see the entire IUPAC structure completely. So this one is the root word whatever we have studied so far. Here I am showing you once again the complete IUPAC structure is shown here. Root word, here prefix, to the right we have suffix, and in prefix there are several prefixes, and in suffix also we have several suffixes. Let us see here. In prefix we have secondary prefix and primary prefix. Similarly, under the root word, depending upon the number of carbon atoms present in the longest carbon chain, root word is named. And under the suffix we have primary suffix and secondary suffix. So totally there are 11 parts in the IUPAC structure. The first one is number. Second one is numerical designation. That is, under secondary prefix we have number prefixes, numerical designations, and halides or alkyl groups or secondary functional groups. Okay, and there is only one primary prefix, that is only for cyclic compounds we have to use it. And the number of carbon atoms, depending upon the number of carbon atoms we have to name the carbon chain. Root word will be given like that only. And under primary suffix again we have number, numerical designation, nature of saturation, in, like this. Next, number, numerical designation, and functional group. So under secondary prefix 3 parts are there. Under primary prefix only one part is there, and under primary suffix again 3 parts are there. Secondary suffix also under these 3 parts are there. So numbers means, you see here, 1, 2, 3. To which carbon atom these secondary functional groups or alkyl groups are attached to, that are shown by numbers. Numerical designations I already explained, they are di, tri, tetra, like this. Next, here halides means if F is there, if F is used as the substituent, it is fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo, like this. And if alkyl groups are used as the substituents, so CH3, methyl, C2H5, ethyl, C3H7, propyl. So when one hydrogen atom is removed from alkanes, we get alkyl groups, and alkyl groups are represented by R. Okay, like this. Next, secondary functional group, NO2 nitro, NO nitroso, OR alkoxy, OH hydroxy, NH2 amino, CHO formyl, C double bond O oxo, COOH carboxy. Okay. Next, primary prefix, there is only one primary prefix, and it is used only when carbon compounds are forming ring-like structures. That is, cyclic compounds only we have to use this prefix. That is only for cyclic compounds, cyclo. Okay, so for closed chains only this part will come, and for the remaining branched chains it is absent. And here, depending upon the number of carbon atoms, we have to name the root word as, if one carbon atom is there, meth, 2 carbon atoms are there in the chain, it is eth. If 3 carbon atoms are present in the longest chain, prop, 4 carbon atoms, but, pent, hex, hept, oct, non, dec, like this. Again, primary suffix also contains numbers and numerical designations similar to this. Here, same di, tri, tetra. Nature of saturation, see here, if the carbon chain contains only carbon-carbon single bonds, at that time the primary suffix you have to use is ane. If one double bond is there in the carbon chain, carbon-carbon double bond is there in. If one carbon-carbon triple bond is there in the chain, we have to use the primary suffix as ine. So ane, ene, ine. Okay, these two are the unsaturated ones and this one is the saturated one. Next, again, number and numerical designations are same. 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, and numerical designation di, tri, tetra. Now functional groups. The nature of the compound completely depends upon the functional group. Okay, you see here. These are the some functional groups. If CH, that is only carbon hydrogens are there, no other atoms are present, at that time the functional group is E. If OH functional group is there, the functional group of alcohols is OH, and the name of the secondary suffix we have to use is ol. CHO aldehyde Al, C double bond O ketone on, COOH functional group means carboxylic acid, that is oic acid, NH2 amine, CONH2 amide, COOR ester O8. So these are the secondary suffixes we have to use for these functional groups. And moreover, one carbon compound contains a maximum of only one functional group in this. And if more than one functional group from these are present, at that time there is a priority. Depending upon that priority, we have to take one of them as the secondary suffix, that is main functional group, and the remaining ones will be taken as the secondary prefixes, otherwise substituents. Okay, so that you will learn later. So these are the some basic rules in IUPAC system, and the next coming video I will tell you rules for naming complex compounds. Okay, thank you.